Yo! What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden Ultimate Team throwback video. Today we're going to be going through MUT 15, Madden 15 Ultimate Team, taking a look at all the old sets, the cards, just everything. Take a trip down memory lane. Now, if you missed it 2 days ago, which I believe was Tuesday, we went back to MUT 25, which should have been Madden 14, but at that time, they were celebrating the 25th year of Madden, so that one was titled MUT 25, or I'm sorry, Madden 25. We took a look at Madden Ultimate Team in Madden 25, so if you guys missed that video, you want to go see the previous year's edition to the one we're going to be looking at today, up in the corner of your screen, upper right part, there's going to be a circle with the letter I. Go ahead and click that. It's going to link you to that video. This is something we did last summer, and with the lack of content we're getting right now, I mean, it's no content coming, right? Content is over for MUT 20. I decided, let's go ahead and do it again this summer. So over the next couple days, I guess over the next week, we're going to still be going through Madden 16, 17, 18, and 19, going through all the Ultimate Team game modes for those, and kind of comparing them step by step, year by year. So here we go. We're going to take a look at MUT 15 as promised. One thing I wanted to point out, I kind of like this. They showed you your number of coins. If you can see that, I have 63K on this account. They show you your number of solo challenges played, 389 out of a possible 1,037, and then your head-to-head seasons record. If you didn't play this one, MUT 15, there was no weekend league at the time. Definitely, you know, throughout the years, we've gotten a whole lot more than 1,037 solos. I'm sure I played a whole lot more than 389 in MUT 20, and then my record was kind of ass. I was not very good. Like Madden 15, 16, and 17, I was not a big fan of. The Ultimate Team game modes were pretty good, but the gameplay, you know, a lot of people shit and hate on 20, but I really think this year, if you compare it to 15, 16, and 17, I liked this year compared to those a whole lot more. So let's go ahead and cruise through Ultimate Team. Some stuff is not there. It's not showing just because servers, you know, they get rid of stuff over a while. So obviously no live content. It's been far too long. So here's the first screen to take a look at. We had solo challenges, head-to-head seasons, and play versus a friend. This was year number 2 of head-to-head seasons, but, you know, we never had weekend league. There are no solos to load up, so it looks like they wiped all the solos out there. Unfortunately, I was hoping to maybe take a look at some, maybe play one or see what the rewards were and then play them, but, you know, nothing too fancy there. Then we have our Marketplace tab, featured item. This is usually like a pack would show here, but there's no packs in stores as well. If we go to browse the store, it's going to be empty. I do want to point out, contracts were still a thing at this point, so for those of you that did not play Ultimate Team way back when, contracts, you would have a certain number of contracts on each card. So your halfback, your quarterback, your cornerback, etc. If they ran out of contracts, you had to add more of them before you could play with them in another game. It was completely annoying. They did let you add them in abundance on this one, so that was okay. You know, it was a way to take your coins. Not a ton, but basically you'd have to go in and buy like 100 contracts, apply them to your team. It just got very tedious. It was just stupid to have to do, but there are contracts still in the game. Otherwise, nothing really in here other than just buying some single players. This is something they've done in years past. To allow you to maybe complete a set, or, you know, you needed something for a chemistry. So I don't think they do this anymore, which is fine. I don't think it's really necessary, but it was something at the time that was very useful. Let's take a look at the auction house. As you can imagine, this is Madden 15. It's several years ago. We're probably not going to be too much on the auction house. I did check before I started this video, and these are pretty much the same cards that are on the auction house. So we got a final edition Arian Foster. Notice the card art. There's no different. It's just kind of a rectangular card at this point. It, you know, it bounces to the left, right, up, down, all that stuff. But there is that one. Flashback. I really love this flashback card art. They used to associate like the lightning bolt in the background with the team's color. So I remember there were some more like brighter cards out there. I want to say like Rams and Packers had some really nice flashback cards. We got an Ultimate Legend here, a 99 overall Megatron. You might notice on the cards underneath the overall, the chemistries. We were still living in a time and a year where in this game mode, they selected your chemistry. So if you had this card, you had, I think that's Speed Run maybe? Speed Rush? Speed Run probably. and ground and pound. You could not select your chemistries. There were no power-ups at this point in the game. If you weren't running, you know, like a GPSR team, it kind of sucked. I don't know if they had several versions of this. I'm pretty sure they did. We'll see when we get to the sets. But I think there were like 3 or 4 different sets that you could do with the different combinations of offensive or defensive chemistries. And then you'll notice like the early cards only had one there. And for these, you know, like a flashback, they didn't have a set for them. So it sucked because there'd be so many guys and players out there you might want to put on your team. But if they weren't, you know, rocking the chemistry that you played with, you couldn't use them. It was very limited on some items. And there were, you know, cards that you just couldn't use on your team. So that was a little disappointing. They fixed that in the future, obviously, as you know. This is so long ago. With this account, I'm pretty sure I sold all my team to probably do Rookie Premier or giveaways or something. So we don't have many coins and we don't really have a good team. I think from this point on, so when you guys see me go through MUT 16, I've always saved my end of the year squad, whether it was like a Goon squad or an Eagles theme team, just because of this purpose, right? I knew I was going to come back and do old videos, and I figured I wanted to have a solid team to show off. But here is my, I guess, end of the year team. I think I just had a bunch of cards that were solid at their position, but you know, some of these are under 90, so they were probably cards good enough to beat solo challenges, to be honest, or cards I couldn't sell. We had some, what are these called? Rising Stars, all rookie, team MVP, a lot of different programs within MUT 15 that we're going to take a look at when we get to the set section. We got a BCA Levante David, some more all rookies, and Rising Stars Team of the Week card there, Road to the Playoffs. That's something that we don't get anymore. You also might notice that, look, 86s, 83s, these are all gold cards. I don't remember which year it was, and we'll find out as we go along here. There was a time where 80, 81, 82, 83, those were gold. They were considered gold, and I think Elite was either 86 or 87. I know for sure 87. I don't know if I have any 86s on my team. We know it's not 85. Oh yeah, I do have an 86. So 87 and up was considered Elite at the time. So they switched that format. Again, I can't remember which year, but we'll find out soon. You might notice on the lineup screen, the coaching and equipment has its own little section. And then we have team management. This is where you set your chemistries and I believe see your boosts and whatnot. So my team style was MD and PR, so man defense and pass rush. I'm sure at a time I had both of these maxed out to a 99 or 100, whatever it could be. You could rename your team here, change your lineup, extend your contracts. Remember, we talked about the contracts. If you wanted to add any, you would just kind of toggle this over. It tells you the cost and how many games. This is how you could do it to all your teams. So I had 197 contracts to use. I could assure myself that every card in my active lineup has 28 contracts or 28 games remaining. It would just take it, kind of like an alternate currency. It would take it away from the top of your screen. Here is the scheme or team style screen, and it's going to show you guys. So man defense, plus is the play rec and man coverage, pass rush, plus is the block shed and pursuit. You know, and you can toggle over these different ones and whatever you want to rock, and it shows you what your active team would have under those. You can see not a lot of boosts compared to what we're used to seeing now. So many more boosts. They did have specialty coaches in this year's game, but a lot more customization as we have gone out throughout the years. If we take a look at the item binder, this was the first year that they kind of gave us this format, this layout for your binder. If you remember the MUT 15, which we looked back at, I'm sorry, MUT 25, you had to kind of sort through almost like an auction house sort just to find items in your binder. And we had the pending collection and the active roster cards and the collections, and it was a mess. This is the first year they just said, here's your binder, here's everything you own. You might notice by default they sorted by A to Z. A couple years later they gave us the by overall default sort, so they kind of improved there. The little things throughout the menu make a huge difference. You don't understand the pain that some of us MUT players went through. I know it sounds like I'm complaining about little stuff here, but there were just some annoying and stupid and unnecessary things we used to deal with as MUT players that they have slowly improved throughout the year. So we'll end the video. I mean, we're going to go through this for a while, but the last part is probably the most exciting part, and that's content. We know we haven't been getting any content. MUT 20, very disappointing. This is going to be a really fun trip down memory lane. So we had the NFL draft. Look, we got Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Amari Cooper, Leonard Williams, Kevin White. I thought he was going to be a superstar in the NFL. Injuries really hurt him. Todd Gurley, Trey Waynes. I believe these all came out on draft night, and similar to what we've seen in past years, as you might notice, they have, their chemistries are designed for them. So, like this Eric Armstead had MD and RS, that's man defense and run stuff, I believe. They use badges for these. So he had a base card and then NFL draft badges, and it looks like an NFL draft, like team-specific pick card. A little different from what we've seen this year and in past years. We had positional heroes, Silver Master, Silver Lineman. I don't remember what these gave you. Add various silver and bronze defensive end players from packs to this set to earn 2 94+ overall NFL draft DEs. So this almost is kind of like some binder clearing stuff, which is always good for the economy in my opinion, because if you got stuff sitting in your binder, it's going to go up in price. If you're looking for cards, or a way to dump cards, they give you options. And the back half of this, we had position heroes, something we have not seen this year, unfortunately. Big L there. But some of these, we're just taking a look at them. Really, really good card art with positional heroes on this year. Russell Wilson. These were all, I believe, yes, 99 overalls. They had predetermined styles or chemistries, if you will. So that was also a little disappointing. Final edition. This is a promo we needed in MUT 20 so badly. These were basically similar to Team of the Week. Every week throughout the summer we would get one, and it required 10 cards, and it gave you a 99 overall reward card. Here's an Antonio Brown. If you take a look, even the 10 cards that go in there were final editions. Actually, I lied. There was only 4, a collectible, which I'm pretty sure you got from playing solos, and then badges. We'll take a look at badges in a little while. Those are something that are no longer in Madden Ultimate Team. But these were fun because, you knew these were good for theme teams if you rocked them back then. They were one last item for, the player, so you kind of knows it. And they made an effort to give some guys who really needed an upgrade. They made it an effort to say, here's your final card. Go ahead and have fun with it. So, final edition, always a good thing. Wish we got more of those. Combine Warrior, we had Master cards with CJ2K and Mario Williams. One thing to point out about Combine Masters, we looked at this in MUT 25. These cards had boosts, so we take a look at Ryan Shazier, right? Yada, 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 with PR and RS style featuring a +2 block shedding boost for your team. This year and last year, we've had more ways to boost our team, and these type of things are not necessary. I don't think we'll ever see them, but they still were really, really cool at the time. There's a Kaepernick card, Brandon Cooks, Chris Long. These gave you boosts for your entire team. So if you had this Vernon Davis and he was on your team, he gave you a +2 catching traffic to your whole team. Really, really cool stuff. Desmond Trufant, +2 man coverage. These are things we have not seen. Kind of similar to motivators, which we've had in years past. I'd like to see these things come back. I don't know if they will because of, scheme chems, physical chems, Coach Madden, all that stuff. I don't know if it's necessary. We got Ultimate Legends here. There's Ultimate Bow, Night Train Lane. This is one of the years where they gave some of the, current players Ultimate Legends. There's a Ndamukong Suh. Julius Peppers, I think, was still in the league at the time. I'm pretty sure Gronk got one at this point. Cromartie, Plexico Burress. I'd like to see him in the game. AP was still in the league at this point. Brady was still in the league at this point. So they were giving Ultimate Legends, who are cards to guys who were still in the league at the time. Richard Sherman, cover athlete. They were giving these guys Ultimate Legends. They could have extended this year's UL promo by doing something like this. I would have not been mad at it at all. Some familiar names, as you guys can see in there. But I think UL, I'm pretty sure this is the second year of ULs. I think they really knocked it out of the park with Ultimate Legends in MUT 15. Team trophies. This is something we are also missing in the modern day MUTs here. It was a great way to dump your binder. You went to the Bengals team trophy, right? Bunch of golds, bunch of silvers. There were some rare cards out there. If you happen to have them in your binder, you were making bank. If you wanted to go ahead and try to do this set, it wasn't easy, but the reward was this. You do all 32 NFL teams plus free agents. You get a trophy for each one. You put all of those trophies in here, and you get yourself a 99 overall Barry Sanders. So these are the types of things for, some Ultimate Team players that are just fun to do. They feel very collection-y, and that's really what they are, but it just adds another level to outside of playing the game in Ultimate Team. It adds another level of collecting and fun and being within the menus, and it gives us something to do. These types of things are missing from MUT 20, and they did miss. I can't even say missing because MUT 20 is pretty much over. We had MVPs, so these were kind of like team collections that gave you a certain item. These ones came out middle of the year or so because they gave you a 93 overall. I believe these contained the Road to the Playoff card, so if you guys did not play MUT way back when, basically in the middle of the year, closer to the playoffs, they drop a whole new set of refreshed cards. A lot of them were duplicates from guys who maybe have already had a gold card, but they had this Road to the Playoff stamp on them. They did get a little confusing because you could get your gold Fletcher Cox mixed with your Road to the Playoffs Fletcher Cox, even though there's a big bright logo there. So I like that they did this. I don't think that Road to the Playoffs is necessary anymore, but I do like these types of mid-season sets that give you a way to dump your team cards and build something good out of it. In this case, it was a 93 overall. I believe later on, or as we go through these, we'll see what they kind of had in the beginning of the year. We had training camp stuff. This gave you coaches, not really necessary. Regular season, I think these were for solos, but they gave you gold badges. We'll talk about badges in a moment here. We had some elites. So these started out the year similar to those team MVPs we just looked at. Instead, I believe these gave you 90 overall. So this one gave you a 90 overall Trent Cole if you completed the whole set. As an Eagle fan, I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not doing this set. I can't believe I didn't. I wonder if it was just not worth it or too expensive, or maybe because Trent Cole at the time didn't run the chemistry that I ran. That could certainly be it. I didn't really build an Eagles team. They did contain, these collectibles, which I think you earned from solos, and then, of course, an elite badge. Badges were a big thing in MUT 15. We got Team of the Week and Team of the Year, pretty much the same layout that we're used to. There's a set with a reward card. I think they required one collectible. That's correct. So they had 4 cards. We get a whole lot more every week now. 4 cards that went into the set, and then a collectible which you could earn from playing solo challenges. Rising Stars were always really, really cool because, look, they gave you #2 on chemistries, and they had several sets, so you could do whatever one you wanted to, and this is a great way to boost your team up. They gave some really, like younger players good cards. Luke Wilson, who's not that great anymore. Dante Moncrief, I remember that card. Who else did we have here? Star Latulele. Sure, I butchered his name. Bradley Roby, that card was really good. I remember him being on my team. He was pretty fast and had good man coverage. We had Denard Robinson, so these were really cool. I don't think we've seen these. Here's where we get to some of the fun stuff. So we had the Vault, and the Vault gave you badge upgrades. Badges were big in MUT 15 for sure. You could take your bronze badges, turn them into silvers, take your silvers, turn them into gold, gold into elite. Where would you use those elite badges? We had MUT 25 throwbacks, so they took a bunch of cards from the previous year MUT 25, and kind of reskinned them and gave them MUT 15 cards. We had the Wheel of Contracts. This was never worth it. We had signature cards, flashbacks, alternate uniforms, I believe this was. Monday Night Heroes. This was a big fail. I'm happy they never brought it back. They gave you cards, but the cards only had boosted stats on Monday nights. Or Mondays. It was really stupid and weird. Quick sells, large quick sells, certificates of authenticity. I think you turn badges in to get these, and then these to get signature packs. We had random gold, bronze, elite players, but badges were a big thing. The warehouse is also a place where you could dump cards off. We had stuff for uniforms, for playbooks, stadiums, coaches, free agents. You could dump those and get certain items back. Seasons Pro. Whenever you played Seasons games, instead of getting trophies, you got collectibles. You'd use those collectibles to put them into a set, and this set would give you a veteran card. It wasn't exciting. I think there were some solid cards, but for the most part, it was a big letdown. NFL Legacy was different various coaches that they had, kind of like Madden, but not as good. Here are the regular legends. I'm not going to spend too much time going through these, but DeAndre Hall, Drew Brees, Steve Smith. You can see that we had current and modern day players that were probably still active during the NFL season getting legend cards. So that was a little interesting. Mystery, I really don't remember what these are. They gave you random cards. I'm sure some of you guys might remember what they were. 4th of July. This is the last 4th of July promo we ever had. I remember this one. This RG3 was really good. this. Larry Fitzgerald is really good because he was a great run blocker and he's pretty fast at that time. All 99 overall cards. I don't remember the specifics, but you had some type of badge that you got. I think you got one of these for free by playing solos, and you got collectibles by playing all of these sets, or I'm sorry, these guys solos and getting their collectibles. The 4th of July promo was really cool. We had some other stuff like MUT Loyalty, which we have not got for MUT 20. The all-rookie team, this is really cool. Charles Woodson, I think this is the last time that we've seen him in a Madden Ultimate Team game mode. I could be wrong. He was in MUT 25. He was in MUT 15, obviously. I don't think we've seen him since. We had some other ways to redeem items, like different and various packs here. And then we had Masters, the MUT Master. So this is the year that Richard Sherman was on the cover, but it was really about the whole defense in Seattle. So you had the 99 overall Ultimate Master Cam Chancellor, and you got a 96 Byron Maxwell. This one gave you a 96 Earl Thomas. We had the Dual Style Master. These were more so for like the chemistries. It was Pouncey and Kerrigan. MUT Master was Richard Sherman. As you can see, I never did MUT Master this year. Never got the Richard Sherman. It was a lot of work back in the day. They've made it a whole lot easier now. And then the Style Master with Kuechly and Peyton Manning. And that's pretty much it. Let me know your best memories of MUT 15. Where do you rank it? Is one of your favorites? Is it your least favorite? MUT itself was great. The gameplay for me wasn't that enjoyable, but all in all, it's fun taking a trip down memory lane. We'll see you guys for MUT 16 very soon. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.